Hey guys, and welcome to Saints TV. Sorry I wasn't able to do a video on the weekend. Firstly, in our round 16 against Port Adelaide, wasn't feeling great. Ended up going to hospital and was very sick, so apologies for not doing my video, but you can understand that I was very sick, so I wasn't able to do it, which was annoying because I had a bit to say about how we played against Port, but alas, didn't happen. I'm feeling a bit better now, still a bit sick, but I'll be going to the game tomorrow night, and hopefully I'll be doing a positive review Friday night after the game. We just need to get a win here. We'll talk about the ins and outs and how that's kind of made me feel, but it's just a game that you've got to win. I mean, you don't want to be the Essendon where you just lose when you're favourites. This is probably the only time until for the rest of the season that we might be favourites going into a game, maybe against the Bulldogs, maybe against those sort of teams, but we need to go out, especially because it's a Friday night. Everyone's calling it just this shit Friday night game that no one's going to watch. It's Friday the 13th, it's horror, it's just got all this negative sort of vibe about it. Club, they've dropped the ticket prices right down. I think level 2, that went from $75 to $45. General admissions down, like everything is down. I think they're allowing general admission in the bottom part of the ground as well. So hopefully that means that on television it's going to look quite packed. In terms of the ins and outs, now all week we're talking about Acres had a really good performance and dominated Sandy and had 30 possessions back from injury. And the big one was Nathan Freeman. Everyone heard rumours. I was told by a couple of people that he was definitely in calculations to be in the side for this week. And you see the team announced, and you see names like Mav Weller still in the team. You see Jack Loney back in the team. You see, to be fair, the rest are all deserved. Jake Carlisle's back after his injury. Tom Hickey's dominated VFL level and deserves to come back. And Billy Longer's obviously been dropped against Cruiser, so Rowan Marshall's come in, Battle's out, McCartan's out, so we've needed that tall. Ed Phillips is back, which I'm happy about. That's kind of a surprise. I wasn't expecting Ed Phillips to come back in. I thought maybe a Caulfield or even a Goddard in defence would be better, but he's come in as well. And in terms of outs, Paddy's out. We heard that earlier in the week. Logan Austin's out with a groin. Nathan Wright is out with an injury of some sort. Billy Longer and Joycey, the Irishman, they've been dropped. So fair play there, but it still seems like a bit of an off balance in terms of this team. When you look at the emergencies, like most of them are probably, you'd think all the emergencies could be a chance. You've got Hugh Goddard, who hasn't had a game all season. Brandon White, who was great when he came in, we just suddenly omit him and then he just never comes back, but he does well for Sandy. Then you've got Bailey Rice, who I thought was excellent in the period that we were struggling, and then suddenly we get a win on the board and he gets dropped. And then Ben Patton, another one that hasn't debuted yet, but everyone's been saying he's been going really well at Sandy. Those are our emergencies. Freeman and Acres aren't even in there. So, I'm sure that people are commenting saying that, he doesn't have the capacity to run out a game yet. Then give him 40% of a game. Just give him an AFL game. Even just get him to run through the banner and people can clap him and say, fuck yeah, Freeman. You've debuted after 4 years and hamstring injuries. Like, just play the kid. And everyone's saying give him another week. We've got Carlton on Friday night. Where we're going to struggle to get a crowd anyway. Or maybe there'll be a crowd, I don't care. But it's a negative game. It's Friday night. People don't think we deserve to be there, which is probably fair considering our form. And Carlton only one win this season. It's a weird Friday night game where both teams are at the rock bottom of the ladder at the moment. Something like this injects some life. It gets people excited. And we've got Richmond next Friday night. Who would you rather Freeman come in and play against? It's got to be Carlton. He can get his confidence up. Put him on someone like a Mark Murphy or something in the middle of the ground. Put him in the guts. Like, just give him a bloody game. Like, I feel like we're over analysing his injuries. We're over caring for him in a way. Like, the guy just wants to play. And I'm sick of all these excuses of, he needs more minutes. Like, how many minutes? He's played for Sandy basically the entire season. Like, he's had a couple of setbacks, but he's been generally playing. Like, he's got how much... we played Paddy when everyone was saying Paddy can't run out a game, and the excuse was, we need to play Paddy, and that's how he'll build his gas. And, and we've seen that. He's obviously injured, but we've seen that Paddy, with a couple of months of consistent footy under his belt, he's become a better player and he's more that player that we want. Freeman's the same. Just play the damn guy. Like, I don't know. It's a bit of a rant, but I'm just pissed off. Like, I was so confident that we'd play him this week. It's against the bottom team. It's Friday night on the big stage. Nothing to lose. I don't understand. Grant reckons, I bet Freeman plays next week against the best pressure team, and they will say, oh, he's not up for it. Exactly, Grant. Like, my point is, get his confidence up. No disrespect to Carlton, but they're bottom of the ladder. They're struggling. They haven't got a lot of great players at the moment. That's the perfect game for Freeman to come in and maybe get a rising star nod. Maybe get 20-odd possessions, kick a goal, play him in the forward pocket or out of the guts so he doesn't get too many knocks. People say like he can't run it out. We control the bench, rotate him, give him 15-minute breathers if he needs it. Like, there's so many other ways. Just get him on the ground. But enough about that. I'm still annoyed. Jack Loney's back. I mean, nothing against Jack Loney. He always tries, but we've always said this every time he comes in. He's not up for it. He's not big enough. He's not fast enough. His disposal isn't good enough. He bobs up for 1 or 2 goals like he does against Collingwood, and that's it. In terms of the others, Jake Carlisle, 100%. That's brilliant. I'm happy that he's back from his injury, his rib injury. Tom Hickey, definitely very important in terms of going up against Cruiser, who's one of the better Carlton players. Rowan Marshall, he's over 200 centimetres. He's been kicking 3 goals for Sandy. He played very well last week, took a lot of good marks. Ed Phillips has just consistently been good at AFL and at VFL level, so no-brainer there. Jack Loney, the other end. A bit iffy about that one. In terms of the outs, Paddy we're going to lose and it hurts. Logan Austin, it hurts a little bit, but we get Carlisle back. Wright out, Longer and Joyce, we probably won't. It probably won't hurt us as much because I think Longer has been pretty disappointing coming in the last couple of weeks, particularly last week, just wasn't up for it. And Joyce, he got his experience, but he was never going to have, he wasn't going to come in and just play the rest of the season out. There was always going to be a couple of weeks. We'd drop him. Hey Sandra and hey Lena. Lena. I'm kind of nervous going to this game. You know Carlton are going to be up for it because everyone's talking about how bad they've been, how they could only go this entire season winning 1 game, and that 1 game's against their arch rivals Essendon, and it would be their worst season in their history. Over 100